Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into something quite interesting. It's this intersection between, well, massive crypto networks and the future of AI.
Yeah, it's a fascinating space right now.
Absolutely. So our mission today is to unpack the very first investment made by Pi Network Ventures, or PNV. We had a listener send this in wanting to know how Pi Network, the project famous for easy smartphone crypto mining.
Right, that accessibility angle.
Exactly, how they're suddenly stepping into the AI infrastructure game. We've got the announcement, the strategy docs, and the details on a pretty cool technical test they did first.
And it really looks like a very calculated strategic play. PNV's move here fits right into their mandate, which is finding these high-potential startups, not just in blockchain, but in other tech areas too, ones that can immediately plug into the Pi Network ecosystem, drive utility, make it more useful in the real world.
So this investment in OpenMind isn't just throwing money around.
Not at all. It's about deep infrastructure alignment, really connecting the pieces.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Let's start with the players involved. Most people listening probably know Pi Network, right? Launched by Stanford PhDs, 2019.
Yep.
The whole idea was making crypto mining accessible. You just use your smartphone, tap a button once a day. Super simple, very energy efficient compared to, the big mining rigs.
And that simplicity led to incredible scale. Millions of users.
That scale is the foundation here, isn't it?
It really is. And Pi Network Ventures, PNV, that's their VC arm. Their job is basically to figure out how to translate that huge user base, that unique distributed network, into real economic value. They're pretty open about using traditional Silicon Valley VC methods, looking for strong teams, big potential.
Right, they're looking for winners. And specifically, they want investments that do three things for Pi. Increase its utility.
Make the coin itself more useful.
Transfer more real-world production, sort of, onto the Pi network.
Bring economic activity into their ecosystem.
And finally, create actual real-world use cases for Pi.
Exactly. Tangible applications.
So the big question, who's the startup that ticked all those boxes for PNV's first investment?
That'd be OpenMind, or OM.
OpenMind. And what do they do? It sounded quite ambitious.
It is. Their goal is to build what they call a shared intelligence layer.
Okay. What does that mean in practice?
It means enabling autonomous systems, think robots, AI agents, that kind of thing, to cooperate, to learn collectively, but in a decentralized way.
Ah, okay. So not just one central AI controlling everything.
Precisely. It's about creating an ecosystem where these intelligent agents can work together without a central controller. You can almost think of it like this. Pi Network aims to provide the decentralized foundation, like the digital roads and power grid. And OpenMind is building the, let's say, intelligent traffic management system for all the automated vehicles or agents using that infrastructure.
That makes sense. And that vision of decentralized AI, it fits nicely with Pi's whole philosophy, doesn't it?
It's very complementary. Pi's always been about open innovation, mass participation. OpenMind extends that into the realm of AI development.
Okay, so the strategic fit is clear. But you mentioned a technical test run. This wasn't just based on a pitch deck.
No, and this is where it gets really interesting, I think. The investment only came after they did some practical, hands-on work together.
A collaboration before the CAF?
Exactly. They ran a proof of concept, a POC. This was the crucial validation step. Pi Network and OpenMind set up an experiment. They asked voluntary Pi node operators.
Wait, let me just clarify that for people listening. Pi Network has the smartphone mining, super lightweight, but then there are the Pi node's actual computers running the software, validating transactions, securing the network. These are different, right?
That's a critical distinction, yes. The smartphone app is mainly for user participation and distribution. The nodes are the ones doing the heavy lifting for the blockchain itself.
Got it. So the node operators were asked to do something for OpenMind.
Yes, they were asked to run image recognition AI models. These are computationally intensive tasks, much more demanding than just validating Pi transactions.
So basically, run AI jobs for OpenMind using their node computers.
Precisely. And the key finding, the sort of aha moment from the POC, was just how well it worked. Pi's own consensus mechanism is designed to be lightweight, energy efficient. It doesn't need massive computing power from every node all the time just to secure the ledger.
Right.
The POC showed that these nodes, over 350,000 active ones globally, were robust and reliable enough to handle these completely separate external AI computations for a third party, OpenMind.
Wow. So it proved the network could do more than just run itself?
It proved the network could function as a distributed computing platform.
It's like The ultimate side hustle for a blockchain network. Your nodes aren't just keeping the lights on for the ledger, they're renting out their spare brainpower.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
We're talking about this globally distributed pool of what, 350,000 plus computers?
Yeah.
Suddenly becoming this available resource for computation.
It changes the whole game for Pi, doesn't it?
Fundamentally, it adds a completely new layer of utility. It's not just a cryptocurrency network anymore. It's potentially a massive decentralized computation provider.
A platform-level utility, as they called it. Something they can actually offer to other companies, like OpenMind, who need that compute power.
Exactly. For resource-hungry AI development.
Okay, the scale is huge. 350,000 nodes. But let's talk economics. Why wouldn't OpenMind just use Amazon Web Services or Google Cloud like everyone else?
That comes back to what you mentioned earlier, the unused capacity.
Ah, right, because the blockchain itself is lightweight.
Precisely. Pi's consensus algorithm is efficient. It doesn't require proof-of-work style grinding. So securing the ledger uses only a tiny fraction of the total available processing power across all those nodes. Most of the computational muscle in that huge network is just idle, waiting.
It's like having a giant fleet of taxis, but most of them are just parked because rush hour is only 10 minutes a day.
That's a great analogy. You have this vast, globally spread out network running 24/7 anyway to secure the blockchain.
Yeah.
But most of its potential is untapped.
And AI needs tons of computing power, right? For training models, running them.
Constantly increasing demand. So this latent capacity, this spare power sitting in the Pi network suddenly becomes incredibly valuable. It's compute power that's already deployed, already running, distributed globally. You don't need to build giant new data centers.
Okay, so there's supply, the unused node capacity, there's demand, AI companies like OpenMind. How does the value actually flow? What's the transaction?
The source material describes a really neat economic loop.
Hmm.
Two sides to it. One, AI applications like OpenMinds get the computational resources they need from the Pi nodes.
Okay, compute power flows to the AI.
Two, the node runners, the individuals actually running the computers, they volunteer their machine's time, and they get paid for running these external AI computations.
And they get paid in Pi.
They get paid in Pi. So it becomes an income source for them on top of any rewards they might get just for running the node for the blockchain itself.
Ah, so it reinforces the whole system. Node runners earn more Pi, which makes running a node more attractive. And the AI companies need Pi to pay for the compute.
Exactly. It increases demand for Pi coins, strengthens its utility. It creates this potential for a truly decentralized market for cloud computing.
One that could be much cheaper or more accessible than the big guys. AWS, Google, Azure.
Potentially, yes, because the infrastructure cost is already sunk in a way. The nodes are already there, running for the blockchain. This is just utilizing their downtime.
Okay, that's the compute layer. But OpenMind is doing more than just crunching numbers, right? You mentioned coordination.
That's right. They're not just consuming compute. They're building specific infrastructure on top of that potential compute layer. Their focus is enabling machines to coordinate on complex, real-world tasks. Think autonomous logistics, smart factories, industrial automation.
Things where multiple robots or AI systems need to work together smoothly.
Precisely. And for that, they're developing something called the Fabric Protocol.
Fabric protocol. Okay, what does that do?
If you think of the Pi nodes as providing the raw processing power, Fabric acts like the specialized communication system and rulebook for the automated agents using that power. It's designed to let different machines securely verify each other's identity, share important information context, and coordinate their actions reliably across both the digital world and the physical world.
Can you give an example? How would Fabric work in, say, that smart factory scenario?
Okay, imagine you have a robot arm that finishes assembling a product. It needs to hand it off to an autonomous drone for delivery.
Right, two different smart machines.
They need to interact. Using Fabric, they could instantly verify, okay, you're the designated drone. Yes, you're the correct robot arm. They can confirm the status of the product, assembly complete, ready for transit, share the delivery route data, and even potentially handle the payment or incentive for the delivery job, all automatically, machine-to-machine, logged securely. Fabric provides that trusted framework for coordination.
Without needing a human supervisor for every little handover.
Exactly. Secure, auditable, automated coordination.
So OpenMind is building this crucial middle layer, this interoperable application layer.
That's the key concept. It sits between the raw compute infrastructure, which Pi is now offering in a decentralized form, and the actual productive work happening out there.
It's the middleware that makes the AI useful in complex scenarios.
And it's essential if we're moving towards a future where AI agents handle more and more tasks, more transactions autonomously. These agents will need built-in, reliable ways to manage identity, access control, authentication,
Which
payments.
sounds a lot like blockchain functionalities.
Exactly. And this is where Pi Network comes full circle. Pi already has infrastructure for things like identity verification, payments, handled decentrally for its human users.
Mm.
OpenMind's architecture with Fabric creates a pathway for those same kinds of decentralized tools, identity, payments, access, to be used by these autonomous AI agents.
So Pi provides the rails, and OpenMind builds the smart train system on top.
That's a good way to visualize it.
Yeah.
It leads to this closed-loop vision. You have humans participating, running nodes, providing the compute power. They earn Pi for doing that work. AI companies like OpenMind use Pi to pay for that compute and to enable their machine agents to coordinate and transact using Pi's infrastructure.
The whole system kind of fuels itself, using the community's spare capacity to power the next generation of AI.
Decentralized AI development,
Yeah.
powered by decentralized participation. It's quite elegant, really.
Okay, let's try and wrap this up for everyone listening. PNV's first big investment, it's clearly more than just financial. It looks like a really deep strategic move.
Absolutely.
They're not just trying to find more users for Pi, they're actually activating their existing massive network of nodes, all those 350,000 plus computers run by their community, turning them into a potentially cheap, globally distributed cloud computing resource.
The decentralized cloud layer.
Is specifically tailored for the kind of advanced AI and machine coordination that OpenMind is building with things like the Fabric protocol.
That sums it up well. It's about leveraging what they already have, that huge active node network, for a whole new purpose.
Which leaves us with a pretty significant final thought to consider, doesn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
If we accept the premise that the future involves more and more automation, more transactions and productivity handled by AI agents, then Pi Network seems to be positioning itself not just as another cryptocurrency for people, but potentially as the underlying cost-effective computational backbone for that emerging AI-driven economy.
The infrastructure layer for the machines.
Right. And think about the implications for the established cloud players. What happens when a massive, globally distributed compute infrastructure is already up and running, powered by an existing community? Doesn't need billions in new hardware investment, and is just waiting to be tapped for AI tasks.
It certainly changes the competitive dynamics, a decentralized alternative built on existing resources.
It really does. Something to keep an eye on, definitely.